Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Bree and tonight we are doing a love reading for 11/11. So if you guys watch my channel, if you've been following me for a long time, you know that I typically take Sundays for myself. It is a day that I use for worship, for going to church, for taking care of myself, and that's what I've been doing all day, and I've just had so many amazing revelations. God has been speaking to me all day long, and I feel like there is a very important message that I need to share with you all. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, keep in mind, this reading is not predictive, okay? I'm not here to tell you the future. Only God can do that. Only God knows what's going to happen. God has a specific plan and a purpose for you and for your path and for your journey. This reading is meant to be reflective, okay? For you to take what is coming up and to take the words that I'm saying and to use them to reflect over your specific situation, okay? All right, so most important messages. Most important messages. One really big thing that's come up for me today that I want to share with you while I lay the cards out is that there's been a lot of things that I feel we have been focused on that have been keeping us away from what we really need to focus on, okay? And it's really been our mind trying to figure things out and make sense of things. And what really is happening today is it's like no more, like letting go of that, letting go of needing to understand everything, letting go of, wanting things to work out in our specific plan, okay, and realizing that there already is a plan. Like, we have no control over what is going to happen. All we need to do is be present in the moment, okay? Be connected in the current moment that we're in right now and focus on where we are at right now. Better ourselves where we are right now. And then when it is time, okay, because divine timing is extremely important. When it is time, you will get the information and the knowledge that you need to know. If you had your entire life's plan all up front, chances are you wouldn't want to do certain things, okay? It's all very intentional. It's all happening for a reason, okay? And that was the big thing that really came to me today, is realizing where I need to focus at in my life, separate from my connection, okay? So I'm going to lay these all out, and then we'll talk about them. Wow. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Magician. So, both of you are realizing that, because this is one thing I want to make very clear, is that just because maybe you haven't been communicating with this person, just because maybe this person is off in some other situation, this person is doing this or that, doesn't mean they haven't been having the same exact feelings and thoughts that you have, okay? everyone deals with things differently. Some people deal with things outwardly. Some people deal with things inwardly. Some people are willing to be more vulnerable and talk about things. Some people aren't. But the one thing that you both are realizing right now is that a lot of the issues and problems that you think are happening are really happening in your head. And your fear and your doubts have been getting in the way of focusing in on what is important. Okay? Because if you've been not in communication with someone or you've been separated from someone, that is a gift. That is a huge blessing to you. Because there are things that you just could not have ever possibly seen or realized, or they could have ever possibly seen or realized if the two of you would have still been together. Okay? And this is the really important thing to realize, is sometimes we have too strong of a connection with someone, and it prevents us from focusing on what we truly need to focus on. And if you get so caught up in and stuck in the fact of how this person's not there, or what's happened, or the past, and yada, 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 all of that, you will continue to be separated from this person. You will continue to be in no contact with this person because you'll never come into the present moment and focus on what you need to focus on right now. So both of you have been really caught up more mentally, okay? But now you're both realizing, there's a lot of things I need to do. There are a lot of issues that I need to work on. It's not like either one of you are sitting there in perfection just waiting for that other person. Like, no, you both have things you need to do. You both have things you need to overcome. You have things you need to learn. There are things you need to really understand, like really implant into your mind and integrate into your life. And I think both of you, consciously or subconsciously, have been kind of holding yourself back or letting the relationship between the two of you stop you from doing what you need to do. And you're both realizing now that you have everything within you that you need in order to do what it is that you want. Okay? Underneath this, we have the Judgment card. A major awakening, major realization, major light bulb moment for both of you. Realizing that if the two of you ever are going to have a shot at ever being together, there are things you need to do. You need to move. You need to grow. You need to heal. You need to get out of the situation that you're in right now. A lot of you are sitting in situations that would never allow this relationship to come to fruition. You're not sitting in a good spot. And it's about realizing that as much as you may have been criticizing that other person and putting that other person down, realizing that they've been just as hurt as you have. They've been just as upset as you have. They've been going through it just as much as you have. And maybe you haven't been supportive energetically of them. Maybe you've been downplaying them, or maybe you've been playing the victim role, acting like, oh, this and that and this person and, woe is me. And it's like, no. They've been there too. No one's worse off than the other, no matter what the situation is. And if you still see it that way, then there's still more to go. But if you're sitting in the energy of forgiveness, if you're sitting in the energy of compassion, if you're empathetic, if you understand them, then this reading is for you. Okay? Big, big, big maturity, huge maturity in the connection. Now, your overall energy, we have the 9 of coins, and for them, we have the 3 of wands. Okay? For you, right now, realizing and understanding that your individuality is everything right now. Okay, you really, 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 it's very important that you are taking responsibility for yourself and where you are at right now. And coming to terms with where you are at. Just you, separate from everyone else. And asking yourself, what do I need to do? What do I need to do to bring more individual stability into my life? Okay, this is very, very, very much so you taking ownership for where you're at. And if you're someone that's single, okay, if you're single, it's about loving yourself being single, owning yourself being single, and taking advantage of the time. Okay, taking advantage of the time that you have being single, using that time to improve yourself. Okay, because there's a lot of single people out there who are just waiting for that person to come around to make their life better, to make them happy, and it's like, no. It doesn't work like that. You've got to elevate yourself. You got to have yourself. And if you're not there yet, then that's where you're needing to work on. For some of you, you're here. You're here. You have the individuality, but maybe it's about embracing it and really sitting in that and being okay with it, not trying to change it. It's about truly embracing where you're currently at on the journey, not thinking about how things used to be, not thinking about where you want things to go or what you wish you were going through right now. It's about owning where I'm at right now. For them, they have the 3 of wands. So they have a vision, okay, or they are envisioning right now what they want their future to be like. What would that include? Okay, they're thinking about that long-term plan and really thinking about what type of work is that going to entail, or they're putting in that work. Bottom line is they're not where they want to be or need to be yet. That's the important thing to understand. But they're working on it. They're working on it. And that is big, because maybe for a period of time they haven't been. Maybe for a period of time they've been totally resistant, not wanting to make a change, ignoring the fact that they need to make a change. And now there's like a realization of, okay, this is what I need to do if I want to be there. Perhaps what they were doing before wasn't getting them there. Okay, so now they're working on it. They're working. I feel like they've been working, but now the work is more purposeful. It's more meaningful. How they are thinking about you. They have the Star card. Okay, so they are very, very optimistic, very faithful. And this is a big deal because this person may not have always been someone who even believed in fate before or faith. But they've got okay, like what is meant to happen will happen type of attitude. When it's meant to happen, it'll happen. I feel like this person has really come to a big understanding as well about divine timing, but also that, you know, miracles really do happen. You know, things really can work out if I believe. And I feel like their heart and their mind may have been at war with each other for a while, and I feel like their heart is really starting to win, or their mind is really starting to believe their heart. And I feel like that's what's fueling this work and this envisioning, because they're realizing what they put their mind to really is possible. You know, maybe before they were so for certain that things can never work out, but now they're like, you know what, maybe it could. Or what do I have to lose? You know, like if it doesn't work out, what do I have to lose? And it's like nothing. I feel like there's definitely like an energy of believing here. Like they're not doing this based upon logical steps. It's like, no, I just genuinely believe this can happen. Like I genuinely believe in it. Or they've had an experience happen that has made them believe, or you know, an encounter with God or an encounter with the universe, or they've seen something, they're seeing signs, they're seeing synchronicities, they're really starting to get it. And that's what's moving them forward. Not it being their idea or what they think they should do or what makes sense. For you, how you are thinking about them, Six of Swords. So like we were talking about here with the Magician Judgment card, it's like, okay, you may have been holding on to resentment, or you may have been like wanting them to come back and apologize to you and make things better and reconcile and all that type of stuff. And it's like, you know what? You're making the choice mentally to move forward no matter what. You're making the choice to move forward with happiness no matter what. You're not waiting around for them to do something that is going to make you feel better. You're going to move forward. You're going to let the past be in the past. You're no longer allowing the past to hold you back and chain you down and define what your future can be. You realize, I have everything. I've been holding myself back. By holding on to pain and hurt and resentment and doubt and yada yada, everything that happened, I've been holding my own self back. And you're choosing to not do that anymore. And this Six of Swords has two people on the card. It doesn't have one. Like, you're moving forward, even though this person may not physically be there, or you guys may not be on like talking terms or whatever. You're moving forward, like, you know what? Like I talked about in my reading yesterday, wishing them the best and focusing on yourself. Wishing them the best doesn't mean I'm letting you go, I'm forgetting your existence. It means, no, I'm just gonna move forward. I wish you the best. Like I will continue to think about you. I will continue to send you well wishes. You know, I'm never gonna forget you, but I am going to move forward with or without you. I am going to move forward into whatever life has for me, whatever God has in store for me. I am going to move forward into that, whatever that means. If that includes you, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. You're definitely both moving forward, but you're both accepting where you're currently at. You're both accepting responsibility for where you're at. And I love how the Nine of Coins is just kind of more of like a feminine energy, I feel like, of like accepting and just enjoying and just, you know, receiving what comes. And then this card has more of like a masculine feel about like working, action, like dominance. Like not just passively sitting back, like actively moving forward. Now, the way that they feel about you, we have the Hermit card. Okay, so I feel like they are still in that figuring out phase. They're still trying to understand what's going on here. The Hermit to me is about being to oneself, listening to the thoughts, understanding the thoughts, analyzing the thoughts, making sense of things very internally. Okay, so I feel like as far as it comes to the way they feel about you, they're still trying to understand, why are the feelings so strong? Why are the feelings so intense? Why are they still so persistent? Like, why do I keep thinking about her or him, or thinking about this particular situation that happened? Or why do I keep replaying this over and over? You know, really trying to understand it for themselves, not what other people have to say about it, or what, you know, they think it should be in their thoughts, right? Their thoughts are like, you know, whatever happens, happens. But in their heart, they're really trying to figure things out by themselves, internally. And they can be here for however much time they need. And that's why you're moving forward, because you realize that the way you process things and the time in which you process things may be very different from the way that they do and in the time that they do. And that's okay. We all understand and learn things at different paces, and it doesn't make one better or worse. Okay, it just is what it is. It's just how people are. The way that you feel about them, it's you have a Page of Wands. You have a whole new perspective about them. You're seeing them in a whole different way. Okay, it's like just accepting whatever it is. Like, okay, maybe this person and we can't be in a committed relationship right now, but you know what? They're an awesome friend. They are an awesome teacher. They've taught me so much. I've learned so much from them, and just kind of having a new way of thinking about them. Again, not holding on to the old way, moving forward into the new, a more peaceful, more harmonious way of viewing them and feeling about them. You know, if you had romantic feelings towards them, it's like kind of like, okay, yeah, I acknowledge that I have romantic feelings towards them, but you know, they can also be a good friend right now. Like, maybe I need to just keep doing me. There's more things that I need to do. Like, I need to work on this, or I need to achieve this. And right now, they can kind of just be like a support system, like a really supportive friend. Now, the way that you feel about the relationship, again, brand new beginning, like brand new beginning, brand new way of viewing them, brand new way of seeing them. Understanding that, you know, maybe this is the cycle that we're currently in right now. Maybe I need to elevate myself to another level, and they can't be there for that right now because they'd be too much of a distraction. If I was focused on them, if they were in my life, then I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. There's no way I could be doing that. You know, you may need to go to school or something, and you just need to focus on that. Or you may need to, focus on something different other than this connection. Because I'd guarantee that whoever you're watching this video for, when this person is in your presence, are probably all you think about, which is cute, but it's not very productive. And it's about learning how to do you and live your life and not let this person's presence overtake your mind, because it distracts you from what is truly supposed to be the most important thing in your mind and in your life, which is yourself and your relationship with God. So you need to learn how to balance those things first. How do I balance the relationship with myself and the relationship with God? And then how can I integrate in another person into that? Really what you are learning, and I've talked to one of my clients about this, it's like you're creating the life that the two of you are eventually going to have. Okay, and if you've ever been married before, you know that it's very difficult to prioritize yourself and your needs and your wants and find time to dedicate to, your spirituality when you're in a marriage, or even if you're in a committed relationship. So it's like you need to create a life that works for you first, that works like a machine first, before this person can be integrated in, and vice versa. They need to get a life that works like a machine first, because there's things that they've been neglecting too. Let's not get this twisted. There's a lot of things that they need to work on too. But you've got to both be working like this, okay? Can't be one person's at this pace, one person's doing this. Like, it's got to be, okay, we're both doing our thing. We're doing it side by side. Okay, maybe we can start working closer to each other. Okay, that's the goal. Now, the way that they see the relationship, Page of Swords. Okay, so they see 100 steps ahead. They see the possibility of where this can go. They're thinking steps and steps ahead. But again, they know, and they probably know better than you do, that there are things that need to happen first, that there is still work to be done. Okay, so they definitely, in this hermit mode, are very, like, curious. Their heart is very curious. How could that go? They're definitely starting to think steps ahead, but it's not all the way there yet. Now, their challenge, what they need to work on, 10 of Cups. Okay, so they're working on their emotional state. Them being in the hermit, okay, as the way that they feel right now, there's still so many things emotionally that they just don't, there's just so many things they just don't understand. They just don't get it. They don't understand. They need to find out how to be happy. That's their problem, is happiness. I feel like this person lets little things get them off their game. Or like not having the right material world things in order gets them off their game. I feel like this person has been very focused more in the material for a period of time, and they're just now understanding the spirituality aspect of it. I feel like their head is kind of understanding it, but their heart is lagging. Okay. For you, the challenge is understanding that this is a new beginning, okay? This is a new beginning. This is a new chapter. The way things have been going up until this point, it's not working like that anymore. Things are changing. It's a new way of thinking. It's a new mindset. It's new actions. New. Everything from the past is over. It is done. You have learned those lessons. You come full circle, and here we are. And look at how she's sitting on top of the world with confidence. This is a new journey. This is a self journey. This journey is about you. Okay? You're really going to be becoming like the super powerhouse, like really, really dominant force in your life, in the lives of others. Like, this is a big deal. This is about you stepping up and stepping into who you really are. If you've been hiding back in the corner, not really been speaking your mind, not been doing what, you really should have been doing, if there's ideas that you haven't been putting into action because you're scared or whatever it is, like this is really your time to come forward. And this is why I created Rising Community, because it's time for a lot of us to rise up, to do more, to do better. Okay, so if you're interested in Rising Community, I still have 2 free readings left, and there are only 50 spots in total. So if that is something that you want to do, if you do want to rise up, if you know that you have more, if you know that you are really committed to this new beginning in your life, and you want a community of people to help you do it, and you want to work with me along the journey, then that link will be down below. Okay, I'm very, very passionate about it, and I'm so excited, because that's the thing. That's the whole point of this reading, is that a lot of you have been focused on this person when you need to focus on you. And it can be hard to make that switch, to feel like you're moving forward and not leaving them behind. And it's about switching your mentality about that. Again, you're not letting anybody go. It's not like you're never going to talk to them or see them again. It's just that you have things you need to do that have taken priority, that are taking more importance. And the action for you to take, Knight of Swords, to move forward with determination. Move forward with determination. And the outcome for you is the Knight of Wands. Okay, so you start working on these passions. Okay, they're not perfected. It may be a little stop and start. There may be some things you're still figuring out, but the point is that you're taking steps forward. You're moving forward. And look what happens when you move forward. When you move forward with your life, when you take responsibility for yourself, when you stop focusing on them, they start focusing on you. Their action, the Devil card, okay, I feel like they start to kind of go on that hamster wheel in their mind of thinking about things, getting very attached to things. And I feel like they get very attached to thinking about the way that things were between you. But the purpose of them thinking about this is because it's going to teach them a lot of things about themselves, it teach them a lot of things about you, and teach them a lot of things about relationship in general. Okay? So, like, high level, like, big message here. Focus on yourself. Move forward. Not forgetting that they exist. You're the point is that you have to learn how to love unconditionally. So no matter what this person has done or what they haven't done, you're still choosing to love them just as you would love anybody else. They're no exception. Okay, you have to love everyone. Okay, let's pull a couple of cards here for like some guidance going forward. The Empress, the Emperor. One more. 5 of Swords. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Coins. So, yeah. You're balancing out your energies. Is this going to be difficult? Yes. Yes. Okay. Because there's a lot of changes, a lot of shifts that have to occur. Your mind has been set up to think one way and their mind has been thinking one way. And it's about kind of flipping that. If you look at this, it's like you're kind of coming to terms with this and just being like, okay, like that all happened. I'm going to think about it differently. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to do this new thing. Taking control of your life, okay? And them, they're kind of like, okay, just having to have faith, all right, sitting with with themselves, working on their emotional stuff, kind of getting caught up in the past energy, kind of like how you've been, okay, learning how to nurture themselves a little bit more. Is this going to be a little challenging at first? Yes. Yes. And that's why, it's important right now to be connected with someone that can help you, someone that can guide you. Whether that be you connecting in with Source, with you connecting with the universe, or you connecting with God, or you connecting with a mentor or a teacher or a group like Rising Community. Okay, so this is very important. This is the flip, the switch that's happening right now. And divine timing is more at play now than ever. Faith is needed right now more than ever. So how crazy is that? That the Empress and the Emperor came out. Balancing the energies. Okay, let's pull some oracle cards. And if you haven't seen yesterday's video, I highly recommend that. Okay, highly recommend that. That really, really, especially when we get into the extended, really helps you to look at where to focus, where to shift your energy towards, what to look at. That can really help to coach you through this time, okay? All right, most important messages here. Most important message for the person watching this video right now. What do they need to know? This could be the one. Okay. Most important message for their person. It is safe for you to love. Wow. And for the connection. engagement. Wow. Okay, bottom of the deck, we have keep an open mind. Okay, your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectation. And what I feel like this is really saying is just keep an open mind in general about how this connection pans out. The way you think it's supposed to go or the way you want it to go is likely not the way it's going to work out. Okay, so if you have your mind very set on a specific way that things need to work out or a specific time that things are going to work out in, that you really have to release that. Okay, you have to remember that this isn't your plan. This is God's plan. Okay, and He has probably a better plan for you than the one that you're thinking of. You just have to be open to allowing Him to let that plan work out in your life. Okay, there may be things that you need to see, things they need to see, things they need to experience, things you need to experience before the relationship that you want can actually really work out. Okay, so I talked about this in a previous video and some of my previous readings that, there may be some of you who need to experience someone else for a time being. Like maybe you need to have a soulmate come in and show you something and be there for you and support you and help you move forward in what it is that you're trying to accomplish and do in your life. And vice versa, they may need to have someone come into the picture and show them things and help them realize things and help them work on this emotional part of themselves that you can't do because you're working on a different thing. The lessons that you need to learn and lessons they need to learn, if you guys needed to learn them together, then you'd be together. And also think about that other person. You may need to go and teach someone else something. You may awaken someone else and help someone on their journey, and vice versa. They may be helping someone on their journey, but that's not something you can understand. That's not something you can understand. You can't. Why? Because it's not your plan, right? It's not your plan. This is so much bigger than what you think it is. So keep an open mind on both sides. I can guarantee you that the way things are working out are not what they want either. A lot of people ask, oh, why is that person with that person? Like, why are they so stuck on that person? And it's like, you have no idea what is going on there. You have no clue what is going on there. And quite frankly, it's not for you to know or for you to understand. And when it is time for you to know or understand, it will be brought to your attention. Okay, so keep an open mind here. Now, for you, we have this could be the one. A lot of you may be doubting, like, am I crazy? Have I just been imagining all this in my head? Is this real? And it's like, yes, like this could be the one, but it's possible this is not the one right now. Okay? Just because it's not working out right now or it's not where you want to be right now doesn't mean it'll never be. Again, keep an open mind. Keep an open mind. Okay, so like, yes, this person is significant. Yes, this person is real. Yes, your feelings are real. Like, yes. And remember what I said, it's about being happy with where you currently are at right now and optimizing this position where you're at right now. Okay, this person doesn't have, they don't have to leave your life. They don't have to be cut off and gone and canceled or whatever, like they can still be present in your life, have a role in your life and not physically be there. So yes, they could be the one. for them. It is safe for you to love. A lot of their issue, a lot of their problem is fear, is a lack of faith, is doubt. They've opened their heart up in the past and it's been shot down. Okay? They have an ego that prevents them from doing things that they want to do. They're afraid of what would happen if they were vulnerable. Maybe they've never been so vulnerable. Clearly, with 10 of Cups and the challenge, them being fully emotionally content is an issue. Like, likely this person has been in a connection before, or maybe currently is in a connection where they're not content, where they thought the person that they were with was going to be this, that, and everything, or maybe they had a really like elevated expectation of love, or whatever it is. Maybe they've been in a really long-term commitment before that didn't work out and really spooked them, really scared them, and they haven't properly dealt with it. They haven't talked to anyone about it. And the thought of going back down that road again, the thought about trusting their heart again is very, very difficult for them to think about doing. It doesn't matter how amazing you are, how great the connection was. It doesn't matter. That's not what they're thinking about, but like their mind is like, hello, remember what happened last time? And that's kind of more like where they're at and where they've been. And where they're at currently and the way they feel about you is they're not being overly expressive towards you because they don't know. They're still figuring it out. But the message for them is it's safe, it's okay. But you have a major responsibility too, okay? Yes, you may love this person, you want to be with them, you have this crazy connection with them, but are you in a position where you can handle their heart? Can you deal with their vulnerabilities? Can you deal with their insecurities? Are you secure enough in yourself to be able to deal with this? Because what if they did open up to you? And they're coming at you with issues that you don't know how to face because you haven't faced them in yourself. Or what if they've got some really deep problems that you don't know how to help them with, or you don't have time? And that's the thing. You think about it, I heard this recently in a YouTube video, and I can't remember where I heard it from. But, like when you're on an airplane, they say, put your mask on before you help someone else with their mask. And it's like, you've got to help yourself first before you can help others. And where this person is right now, they need help. But like I said, you can't necessarily be the person that helps them right now. Like, you've got other people to help, okay? You've got to help yourself. Like, you've got other things. Your plate is full. You don't need to add anything else to your plate. So it's like, yeah, maybe they need to go and get help elsewhere right now because you're busy. And maybe there's someone else better suited for you right now that can step up to your level and can help you do what you need to do. Okay, while they get over this, because you don't want them, pulling back on you either. Like, what if it went the other way? What if you opened up to them and they were like, oh, that's too much. I can't deal with that. That's too emotional. Like, I can't deal. Then you'd be really upset. So, like, you have to think about it in a bigger term, not just, oh, like, we love each other and I know that we could do this. And it's like, yeah, like, this is all true, but it's about being realistic right now. It's about being real with yourself, being real with each other. Now, the card for the connection, we have engagement. Okay, your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So though this person or you may not be putting a ring on it, or like I said, even speaking or talking, your connection is still going to a deeper level because of what you're doing. Because you guys are helping each other with this process. And consciously or subconsciously, you guys understand that. You understand that no matter what you're doing, whether you are moving on with someone else or they're moving on with someone else or you're moving forward into your business, that's my alarm clock to go to bed. Whether you're moving forward in whatever it is that you're doing, you're ultimately setting yourself up for success in the long run. Okay, so when you both do reconnect, you're in a better place, a place where it makes more sense. You know, because some people are trying to connect with people and you're both married. And it's like, that's not the time. You know, that's not the time. Or you're trying to connect, one person's married. It's like they're definitely not there. You know, they're definitely not there. And you're creating a third party situation for yourself. You know, or like some people are just like not emotionally even available. And you're chasing someone who's not emotionally available to you. And that's not good either. Or people who have addictions. So you have to understand that the connection is growing. You guys are both elevating spiritually. And again, they may not fully have that figured out yet. I feel like they're getting there. They kind of have the thought, but I feel like they might still be figuring stuff out. So, again, just keep an open mind. Let go of control issues. Don't worry so much about how things are going to work out, when they're going to work out, what they're doing, who they're with. Okay, focus on you. All right, so this reading has gone on so much longer than I intended, but I feel like this was something that really, really needed to be said. Okay, and if you're like, yes, I'm here, I'm resonating with this is what I want, like I need to move forward, there's things I need to do, I need to get the ball rolling on, that's where you need to go. Okay, and if you need help, if you need assistance, I am here for you. Okay, I have completely redone all of my services. I'm available in so many different new ways now. I'm available for texting, I'm available for emailing, I'm available for phone calls. Okay, I'm available as a coach if you want to talk to me like over a period of time. I am here. We also have Rising Community, which I'm so excited about, which is my private group coaching. Okay, so you can join in a group with like-minded people who are also on the same page as you, who are also moving forward, who are also elevating themselves and are getting themselves to a point where a connection like this is going to be possible. All right, so there's so many different ways to connect. Don't isolate yourself. That is the number one thing. You cannot do this by yourself. You cannot do this by yourself. You need to be in community. You need to be around people who get you, who get what you're going through, who understand. All right. If you have not checked out that last reading that I did yesterday, that was a really, really important reading. Same tone as this. I think that this was really great because I went in depth on this person's side. But that reading is also really good because it really helps with where you need to be and what you need to focus on and what your goals are and what the lessons are for you and the actions for you. Okay, because it's all great and good, like, okay, yeah, new beginning, but like, where do I even start? And you don't want to go back down this cycle again where you're just thinking. Like, it's better to just take the steps one by one as they're coming as opposed to just trying to figure it all out when it happens, like with your normal life going on, like with your job and with your kids and with your marriage or whatever you have going on. Like, so you have to narrow in on what you're doing. You have to pick a focus. You have to just take practical steps forward. And that is how you're going to get through. A lot of the issue with the feminine energy is that the feminine energy doesn't ground itself like the masculine does. And it's about finding this really nice balance between the two. Okay, or vice versa, the masculine energy being too grounded and not taking enough time to elevate itself. And it's about finding a balance between the two. It's difficult, it's super difficult. Okay, but when you strike the balance, it is like bliss. All right, so I hope this reading has helped. I hope that it has given you clarity. I hope that you guys are excited, because this is exciting. This is exciting. This is, I love this. And I'm so excited for us, and I'm so excited for everyone that's taking advantage of Rising Community and all the people that I'm working with who are taking that step to help themselves and not just sit back and be a victim and wait around and see what happens, for taking action into their own hands. All right. I love you guys. I am, like I said in, a previous video, like I don't have a filming schedule that I'm working at right now. I really am focusing on my community and on my clients. So I don't know exactly when I'll be posting. But once I figure that out, I'll let you guys know. And yeah, good luck. Good luck. And seriously, God bless all you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And I will talk to you guys soon.